Yeah, I'm gonna be super geeky about this. That's why I'm wearing my official Street Fighter 4 headband. So yeah, this is had this since the game came out. But anyway, so let's talk about this new deal by Legendary Pictures that acquired the film and TV rights for Street Fighter. It's been a while, and I already went through this in my write-up, but let's talk more about this. So I got some hopes, I got some dreams, I got some inquiries, I got some suggestions. But other than that, let's go through the history. Well, we already had a Street Fighter movie, 1994, which is a cult classic now because at first when I came, I mean, it's still a piece of garbage. But I'm not gonna lie. Except for Raul Julia. Raul Julia did a great job as Bison. Some of the characters, like I'll give it up for Zangief. Perfect choice for Zangief. He did a great job. Even though he played the dumb role, it was still perfection. Ming Na Wei as Chung Li, even though they changed her job role because she was a cop, but then they made her a news reporter. Whatever. Perfect choice. I'm gonna say E Honda? Almost, but that's just me. E Honda I definitely enjoyed a lot. The only reason why Gao had to be picked during that time because Van Damme as a gymnast was the only one that could do those moves. Like real talk. I mean, they didn't have the CGI work for that. I mean, look what they did with Bison's powers and Blanca. What they did with Blanca and Dowsing. And the funny part is, P Hawk was in there, but he had a small part. And even counting the Minogue as Cammy, small part. And I was just like, this was a weird choice for a thing. I don't even want to talk about Balrog being a good guy. That was I don't know why they went that route, but whatever. It was very toyetic at the time in 1994. But the funny part is, at the same time, we had the animated movie that came out. I think I'm not going to say the same month, but I think a month later, and it was way better. Chef's Kiss, done perfectly. Oh my god, awesome. Cammy was that Killer Bee assassin. We had that story. Chun Li was a cop. We had that storyline. Gao out for revenge against Bison for Charlie. We had Ken and Ryu, Chef's Kiss, and even Ken had Eliza where he was marrying, and just awesome. Even Ryu walking around barefoot, which is very questionable, but still awesome. And we didn't get another. I mean, then they decided in the 2000s to make another movie called Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun Li, and that was the CW version of Street Fighter, and I did not approve. I mean, we had Lana Lang, we had the dude that played Damien Dark as Bison, which is weird. We had the great Michael Clark Duncan as Balrog, Taboo as Vega. No other mentions of it. Well, Charlie Nash was in there, but he was a cop. But it was just like that movie was so weird. Even the little cameo of Rose, which was I don't know, but that was a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. But yeah, well, we did have another animation series called Street Fighter 2V, which talks about the early age of Ken and Ryu, and before they even got their abilities to learn about the Hado and his Dragon Punch. So that was a good series, great one season series that did touch base on a lot of things, and it was cool. It was like 18 at the time, and I still laugh when they had a little cameo of Akuma in there at the airport, which was funny. They also had a cameo of Akuma in the Street Fighter movie as well, sitting down in India. But this was a good adaptation. Then we finally got a great adaptation, a great live action adaptation with Assassin's Fist. That's right. They did a Kickstarter. They got a whole bunch of fans to back it. We had a great origin story of Ken and Ryu in the 80s leading up to their Mushigo and even their master Goken and fighting Goki, and oh man, such great movie. I mean, they didn't have that many cameos in it. Like I was hoping for a Guile cameo. They kind of did that in Street Fighter 2V, the animated series, where they finally meet Guile the first time and learned a lesson after they got their ass kicked. But they did a great video game movie. I mean, they did it in parts, but they put it all together as a movie. But now that Legendary Pictures got the rights for a TV series or film, I want to say do a TV series, but make it an adaptation of Street Fighter 2V, where we get young Ryu and Ken, their early stages, and they go on their journey for the Mushigo to go around as world warriors to get their chops up, meet M. Bison. It's kind of like what they did with the prequel to Mortal Kombat with Mortal Kombat Conquest. But maybe we could step away from Ryu and Ken, even though I know they're the mainstay. But there's other characters, especially throughout the Alpha series. We could do the Alpha series, and they can focus on other characters like Yin and Yang, or maybe we have Ryu and Ken older now, and they training their predecessors like Sean for Third Strike. But I know they're going to probably want to do an origin story for certain characters, but I feel like they could do a lot better now. And I do have to say, definitely change the origin story of Blanca because it's so weird that the origin story is so weird. Like he got lost in the jungle and was raised by eels. Like you could do something better with that. I do like the whole experimentation thing that they did in the comic books where Bison took a person named Tommy and altered his DNA to make him into Blanca, and Killer B was his trainer. So they have that kind of relationship with Cammy and Blanca, which is pretty cool. So other than that, I'm just hyped to see what might become of this. What will they do? But I wouldn't say do a movie. I definitely would feel like Street Fighter could be a good series. I don't know how many seasons I can say because like the possibilities are endless and there's so many stories that you can do. And I love the Street Fighter lore. I mean, I even made a suggestion that you could do a story behind Sakura, and you could bring Project Justice involved into that while she's in high school and everything like that. And I know they probably ain't gonna do that because they don't want to promote school violence, but still, this is a different type of violence, and it's fictional, so people need to relax. All right. The visual effects now would be so perfect too. Oh man, just thinking about it. But let me know your thoughts. Comment below. Let me hear your thoughts about this whole deal going on with Legendary Pictures, and let's discuss this. All right, hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell to stay up to date, and we'll talk more on this. Street Fighter 6 is coming out soon in June, and I can't wait to play with a lot of y'all. Let's have some fun. Beast out.